Start the second half of this bout between Zahir Raheem and Luisito Espinosa. Scheduled for 10. Raheem got knocked down in the second round on a counter shot on the inside. He's also rocked Espinosa a couple times. Espinosa, 35 years of age, former bantamweight and featherweight champion. Raheem, a former Olympian, a 1996 U.S. Olympian at 119 pounds.
One thing that also goes along with being around a long time, like we've talked about with Espinosa, is sometimes you accumulate scar tissue when you've been around 18.5 years. Espinosa in the past has been prone to cuts. No evidence of that yet. A little change here in identities now. Raheem, Bob, the faster guy, the quicker legs, the guy who's known as a boxer, the guy who the question about is how good is his chin. He's pressing the fight with the stronger, more experienced Espinosa. They've switched it around.
Jesse Reed yelled at Raheem before, "Don't fall in," though. Espinosa nearly got him falling in.
Jesse Reed, the experienced trainer, been with many world champions, developed and worked with the great Orlando Gonzalez, the tremendous bantamweight champion, who is now retired. Right now, Raheem doing a good job getting in, getting out, using his quickness, but not staying there too long like he might have been doing the last round. And again, Espinosa, well, little change of identity for him. Change of plan. Doing a lot of counterpunching. There's a couple reasons why Espinosa might be changing up a little bit as Raheem walks in. One, Espinosa sees how quick Raheem is. He figures with distance, he may be able to time Raheem coming in. He can't match him for speed, so maybe he figures he can time him coming in. Also, one other thing, he felt the power of Raheem, and his legs didn't feel real good early. Maybe he knows that he doesn't have those steady legs he used to have one day. He wants to stay outside, stay away from situations that could test those legs. That's the experience of a 35-year-old thinking in there.
Raheem trying to dig his power shots. Espinosa can't counter in between them.
Guys, a lot of the wise guys back in those days that controlled boxing, they took this raw guy from Italy, you know, the guys with those crooked noses, you know, those soprano type guys. They took Primo Carnero and they took him to the soft places and they built his record up. That's why I was able to guess it.
There you go. I like when you break it down. Round 7 underway for Raheem and Espinosa. The only knockdown came in the second round. Raheem got dropped.
You know, I'm impressed with Raheem. This is the best I've ever seen him. And that's what you would expect if you have a prospect. When he steps up, when he's finally, I was talking about earlier, saying he's going from the wading pool in competition that he's been in so far in his career to the ocean. You expect that if you have a prospect, for him to rise to the occasion. Raheem is rising to the occasion.
Well, he puts together a nice combination, gets away. Let's go to the corner of Zahir Raheem, and his new trainer working with him for the first fight is the aforementioned Jesse Reed. Jesse, you pleased with what you're seeing?
I really am. At the beginning, Z was kind of coming up in the air and getting touched with punches that he shouldn't have been getting hit with. Now he's keeping his distance and moving to the sides, pointing his shoulders and putting punches together. Once he gets that speed and rhythm going, he's unbelievable. He's got a good rhythm.
Hey, Jesse, it's Teddy here. And, you know, question I want to ask you, Jesse, is that it's a catch-22 to me. Raheem has shown that he can hurt Espinosa. You couldn't have known that for sure going in. You would hope that he could, but you couldn't know for sure. You had to go in this fight saying, we got to outbox him, we got to outspeed him. But your young charge has shown he can hurt Espinosa. Are you worried? That's a good thing, but are you worried that he might get a little greedy, a little careless, a little carried away with that, and maybe fall into the trap of Espinosa?
That could happen, but I think I've got good control. I think he's listening to his corner, and each round you see him getting a little bit better with his distance, and you see him measuring him a lot better. So I'm not really worried about that. I just worry that he goes up in the air. He's got a habit of going straight up in the air, and I want him to circle him kind of like instead, not come straight at him.
All right, Jesse, good luck.
Thank you.
Rest of the way, Jesse Reed in the corner of Zahir Raheem.
I would be concerned, I would still be concerned that my fighter, who going into this fight, and we're talking about Raheem right now, had to win a boxing match, had to outspeed the man, which he's doing. And quite honestly, he's outfought him when he's been on the inside too. But the one chance the experienced former two-time world champion Espinosa has is to land something. I would hope that Raheem, I'd be worried about my young charge falling in love with his power.
Good round, though, for Zahir Raheem. We're going to keep it right here on this evening in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let's listen to the corner.
Now listen to me. Listen to me. You're putting pressure on yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You're a good fighter. You're a fantastic fighter. Go out there and feel that rhythm and start punching this guy from distance. Don't force anything. Make him force it. He's the one that's got to play catcher, not you. You take charge with your left hand and you be the boss. But you use your angles and the things you know how to do. And I want you to showcase your shoulder a little more. All right? Hey, look, when you got him on the ropes, instead of falling in them, step to the right and throw that hook right up the middle. You got me? Spin back the other way and shoot the right hand. Come on, use those beautiful legs and show some rhythm. Show these people what you're made of. Let's go to work. You look fantastic. Don't be so tough.
Well, that was an educational segment there. So many times, Teddy, we listen in on the corners, and all they're saying is, come on, do you want to win? Do you want to win? Do you want to win? There's a lot of facts going on there. A lot of instruction.
That's what you would expect from a good teacher or a good trainer. In this case, Jesse Reed, one of the good trainers around.
Tell you something I mentioned in the first round is you take a look at the power punches in round number 7. Overall, Raheem landed at 54%. Take a look at Teddy Atlas's scorecard through 7 rounds, 68-65 for Raheem. I have the same score. One thing that I think is really hurting Espinosa's chances, Teddy, something I mentioned in the first round, the legs. Just seems to have a problem getting in, getting out, smoothly, and he just looks like a guy that's 35.
Good overhead shot here. You get a good chance to see what you're talking about. And that's exactly what you need to be talking about when you're looking at a 35-year-old fighter and you're trying to look for some kind of signs as to whether or not his age is showing physically. The first place you look is in the legs. Are they stiff? Do they have bounce to them? Do they come back when he's been hurt? Do they look like they have a little wood in them? Are they unsteady? And there are spots when Espinosa, in his legs, does look a little bit unsteady. Does look like a guy who has taken a lot of punches.
Yep, and that final right cross, right on the chin, puts Espinosa down.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Count is at 9. Yep. Espinosa's up.
You ready to go? Box.
Espinosa is...
He's in a lot of trouble here.
Yep.
And too much time left with a fast, talented fighter. And the referee realizes what we just realized.
2:03 of round number 8. Unofficially. 2:02 officially. Zahir Raheem, first time stepping up in class. Let's face it, most of his opposition has been average, and that's being nice. But this is a solid win for him. Number 20, 11 stoppage, and he took care of a cagey veteran, a former champion in 2 different weight classes, and he went in.